Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another episode of Morning Tea, where we sit in our sleepwear and discuss current events. Today's tea is... Okay, I can't say the name of it, but a lovely subscriber by the name of Elias Avila sent me a bunch of tea from his wife's company in Soho, New York City, called Pics de Thés, which is in French, and I read not a word of French. So the only thing I can imagine that it says is Palace of Tea or Tea Palace. He sent me a lot. The canister he sent me was loose leaf tea. It's a tropical infusion. He also sent me a bunch of bags of tea. Right now, I'm drinking the detox Japanese tea for relaxation because I woke up on the absolute wrong side of the bed. And so I decided that I needed to get out of this funk. And it's so cute, you guys. This isn't even a tea bag, y'all. This is a tea satchel, okay? It looks like it is hand crocheted by somebody's granny. I am loving it. It's very calming, I have to say. It doesn't have a crazy heavy flavor. It's a very light flavor, but I'm digging it. Okay, so I'm really sorry about morning tea, you guys. I filmed a whole morning tea last week and never uploaded it. Don't know where it is. I forgot about it completely. And then realized when I was compiling up my list of what I was going to say in this video that I'd already talked about this stuff and didn't know where the footage was. So I just didn't complete the task, and I apologize. And this is my time where I'm going to ask you guys to help me stay on track with morning tea. Go on ahead and email me at justcallmewa@gmail.com if you have any suggestions. If anything comes across your way, email me, send me links. Whatever, let me know what you want to hear me talk about. Give me some information to talk about in these morning teas. Sometimes my weeks are just so filled with things that are happening in my work life and my personal life that morning tea just kind of falls by the wayside, and I don't want it to. So help me stay connected. Hold me accountable to morning tea. Go ahead and send me articles, send me interesting information, anything that you see that's happening in the States, in your city, around the world, or something that you would like to hear me talk about that's from pop culture. Go on ahead and just email me and let me know so that I can stay on it, and I have no excuse why I can't get all these things together and film a video for you guys, okay? All right, so let's jump right into this video. And again, thank you, Elias. Thank you to your wife for sending me this tea. I will have tea for morning tea for a long time, girl. Let's jump right into this episode. Ooh, I'm sweating. This tea, it's a little too hot for tea. I'm sweating. So sorry. I actually have iced tea that I got from Starbucks that I'm gonna drink instead. Not that I don't love this, but I'm sweating and it's a little too hot for this tea. Also, I got new glasses. I feel like Malcolm X, What do I know what Malcolm X feels like? I'm not leading any civil rights movement. I'm not putting my life on the line for the culture in any sense. So I don't feel like Malcolm X, but I feel like I kind of look like, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, here's the tea. Okay, so let's talk about Colin Kaepernick and all the hula and hullabaloo that's happening around Colin Kaepernick. Okay, so Nike is using Colin Kaepernick in their new campaign, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So everybody is kind of using it for templates to make their own types of funny memes based on that ad. And I thought that was really great. I think it's a wonderful ad. I think it's very simple. It's very concise. It really shows where Nike stands. I just checked Nike stock. I own shares in Nike, and the stock is actually up from the last time I checked it. And I'm like, should I sell? What do I do? So I'm gonna call somebody and ask them what I do with my Nike stock now that it's actually gone up. This is a good time. Yeah, and there was some backlash with some people who decided that they were then gonna cut off the Nike swoops from the items that they have already purchased. Foolish people. So I even read somewhere that somebody's house burned down because they were burning Nike shoes that they own, and they burned their house down. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it would be fitting for somebody being so foolish. Don't buy Nike then, girl. Don't buy Nike then, guys. Don't buy it. Fine. Nike is not hurting at all. Not at all. Not even a little teensy teensy wit. It is showing how polarized the country is and how crazy the country is going to go about something as silly as having Colin Kaepernick be in an ad campaign. I don't understand the breadth or how deep the hate for Colin Kaepernick is. How the fans of the football feel so put upon about his striking. And honestly, him taking a knee, I don't necessarily know if taking a knee is the most disrespectful way of showing that you don't agree with something, but It doesn't seem to be, right? I mean, you take a knee when you want to honor somebody. You get on your knees when you want to honor your deity. Like, I don't understand why taking a knee during the national anthem is like seen as the most unpatriotic thing you can do. There are plenty of other things that are unpatriotic. In fact, it isn't even unpatriotic. It's more patriotic than anything, because that's part of our Constitution. It's freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of protest. Like, that is in our Constitution. And for people to be mad at him for protesting something that he feels is unfair in this country on a national scale is just a little silly. Like, he is absolutely exercising his American right in the most peaceful way possible. So yeah, that's what's happening with Colin Kaepernick. He's having a good year, 2018. At first I was like, oh, that sucks for him. He didn't get drafted again, or whatever the word is. He didn't get picked up by a team, but he's doing his thug thizzle and he is giving back to the community. And I honestly respect him and honestly see this situation as so much bigger and broader than I ever thought it was. And so I'm kind of like, good job, Cap, good job. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, here's the tea, is Geoffrey Owens. I'm sorry, Geoffrey. When anyone spells their name Geoffrey like that, I always think of Joffrey, like King Geoffrey Joffre from Coming to America, or like Joffrey the butler from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, like just like a regal Geoffrey, you know, like he's not a Jeffrey, he's a Joffrey. He was working at Trader Joe's and someone tried to shame him by posting a picture of him at Trader Joe's, like, oh, look where this actor is now. And it completely revitalized his career. He went on CNN and other shows and he talked about the fact that he's working at Trader Joe's, but like he's not ashamed of it and it's nothing to be ashamed of, and he is a working actor who just like, this is his side gig until he can get more stuff. Trader Joe's is a really good company to work for. Like, even if you work there for like a year, it's a really good company and benefits and stuff to work for. So for anyone to make fun of him like, oh, he's bagging groceries, like, you're foolish. Like, it was a silly thing to try to make fun of this man, but it was also great for him because now Tyler Perry has reached out for him to work on projects. He's gotten roles on NCIS due to this, and I heard Nicki Minaj gave him $25,000, which I felt was a little tacky. If some random like rapper tried to give me money publicly, I would absolutely deny it. Now, if you wanted to slip me a cool $25K on the low, then like maybe we could talk about that. But like publicly, bro, you're not gonna give me money like that. Like I'm just asking for a charity case. Like, he has a job at Trader Joe's. Speaking of Nicki Minaj, now, here's the tea. Cardi B took off her shoe at some event and threw it at Nicki Minaj. And everyone is talking about it. And everyone's talking about the fact that Cardi B got carded out, and then she actually put on her Instagram a long message about talking about someone's kids, and, you know, then you're going to see how she's going to act. Like, she's been quiet, she didn't say anything, and then, but you can't talk about her child. That's when you're going to get bust upside your head. And the thing is, though, Nicki is saying that she didn't. Nicki went on this other show called Queen's Court or something and went on a long diatribe about how Cardi is whack, Cardi doesn't know what she's talking about, and she's stupid, and why would she do that she's never talked about anybody's child, it's not who she is, blah, blah, blah. But personally, I feel like Nicki started this. Like, I just have a lot of thoughts about this, so there's bumping around in my head. The first part is, as women, Nicki should have never came for Cardi to begin with. And I know that there's a lot of polarizing ideas, like people feel really strongly about this situation and have different ideas. I don't feel strongly about it, but I think it's worth mentioning. And I do like Cardi. I'm not the biggest fan of Nicki Minaj, but I'm not a not fan of hers. Like, if she were to put out something dope, I'd be like, yeah, that's dope. Anaconda's my shit. Like, I love it. You know what I'm saying? But like, there are things about Nicki that I don't necessarily agree with, like the body augmentation and some of the choices to look like a Barbie doll. Like, I don't agree with that, but that's just me, and I would never like argue with her about her choices of what she does with her body. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like to come after Cardi the way she did and comment on Cardi and be like, oh, well, Cardi is not paying her dues, Cardi's not doing this. I'm like, leave Cardi alone. Like, y'all both had different paths on how you got to where you got. Cardi did what she had to do to get where she's at, and she's doing well. And it's not like her music is trash. Like, she'll get better, and her rapping style will get better, and she works really hard. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people feel about Cardi. It's not that she's like somebody who is the best at everything she does, but she's somebody who a lot of people can relate to, and they saw the rise of somebody who really put their foot in everything and tried to make and build a career, and we love her for that. We congratulate her for coming from the Bronx, doing what she needed to do, and making a career. Now, you may not agree with the way she got there, but like, okay, don't agree then, and it's fine. It's fine for you to disagree, but leave her and her money alone. This whole thing is heightened. We don't know who's whispering in Cardi's ear. We don't know how she found out that Nicki said something about culture. We don't know what's going on, right? But Cardi took off her shoe and threw it at her, which I feel like in Cardi's world is the kindest thing she could have done besides actually running up on her. Now, Cardi left the space with a knot on her head. I don't know if she actually got it from Nicki's bodyguards. That's what I heard, but I feel like, dang, that knot blew up on her face very quick before they could even get her out. And I felt like Cardi walked out with, you know, no shoes on, but she did walk out with some kind of decorum. And then everyone had something to say about it. And I just feel like I wish that it hadn't have blown up as much as it did, because all it looks like is two black women in the same game fighting. And it just feels so crab in a barrel-ish. Like, it doesn't need to happen. There is money out here for everyone. It's like there's this idea, and it's human nature. It's not just these two. There's this idea that if you are in this market and someone else comes into this market, they're going to take from you. But here's the deal. That's not the way it works. As somebody who does YouTube, that is not the way it works. There are 25 other people on YouTube who do videos about 90 Day Fiancé, and I still get my share. I'm not jealous of those other people. I don't want them to fail so that I can do well. Like, it doesn't work that way. You just need to get the audience to come over to you, and if they like what you're giving, if they like what you're doing, then they'll support you, and they can support both people. There's no choice that needs to be made. I can like one artist and then like another artist who does the exact same thing, but it's because the messaging is different. How they do it is different. How they go about it is different, you know? And that's what makes you unique. And to worry about what someone else is doing or what they owe you or how you pave the way, like, it doesn't even matter, and it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter unless money is effectively and actively being taken out of your pockets and put into this other person's pockets. But that is not how it works, boo. That's not how it works. So I just wish that that wasn't a public argument. I wish that that wasn't on center stage. And for Cardi to do that, I know that from a lot of people's perspective that it was uncouth, but honestly, from where Cardi is from and how she behaves, I felt like that was the kindest thing that she could have done. And I felt that that is just who she is. Like, she can't pretend to be someone else. She is gonna pay cash for Bugattis or whatever they call. What are those Teslas? What car does she buy? I don't even know, girl. She is gonna do those things because that's who she is. That's where she's from, and she's not 2 generations out of that behavior. You know what I'm saying? That is just what it is. And so, you know, fame can get to people, and it's a lot of pressure. So the next thing that I want to talk about, here's the tea, is Eminem dropped a new album. Now, I'm not the biggest rap fan. I don't know a lot about rap beefs or rap battles or rap whatever. I just know that there are certain rappers that I can listen to because I understand what they're saying, and I respect the fact and enjoy the fact they are telling me a story and giving me their perspective. And Eminem is one of those people for me. To me, he is one of the best lyricists that I have ever heard in rap music. Like, I feel like he's very clear, concise. He tells a story. I'm following along with him. It's crazy, and I don't understand a lot of it, meaning that the perspective, but I appreciate his ability to be able to reach me, somebody who is not into rap at all. And when an artist reaches me, I always give them their proper due because I'm somebody who doesn't pay attention to it. And everyone is saying that Eminem's album is really good. I haven't listened to it. I've been meaning to, but I haven't, you know, girl, like, you know, whatever. But I really, and I was actually watching something on the Breakfast Club, and they called out the fact that he called out a couple of other rappers, and they're waiting for rappers to come back with a response, namely, mainly Joe Budden, who I don't actually know anything about. He kind of looks like the guy who's in the first season of Being Mary Jane, Omar somebody, I don't know his name. So, I mean, that's what's happening with Eminem. Just to let you know, in case you didn't know. I'm sure you did know though, right? Because y'all watch the Breakfast Club. You know what happens. Speaking of the Breakfast Club, I didn't even realize this, but Cynthia Nixon is running for governor of New York. Did I even read that right? I just read a headline, so it might be absolutely wrong. But Cynthia Nixon is the actress who is my favorite actress from Sex and the City, Miranda. I always thought I was the Miranda. Except for I'm not a successful lawyer, but, you know, I do. She's running for governor, and I do think I heard her talk about something about I did hear her speak about legalizing marijuana in the state of New York and allowing those who are in prison for marijuana charges to be released. I'm going to do more research into that. You guys do more research into that, especially if you're in New York. But I think New York already voted, so maybe this is a little old. Maybe it's a little old. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. It would be interesting to have somebody in a governor of New York who was an actor, you know, like California did. So the next thing I want to talk about, here's the tea. This is on a little bit of a sad note, and it's also a crazy story, and I really want to finish watching or finish hearing what happened with this. So this man was at home minding his own black business in his apartment, and this police officer, it was a female, she was white, she had just gotten off of her shift, and she got off on the wrong floor, went to what she thought was her door, put in her key to unlock it, and couldn't do it. So the man heard her like trying to get into the door, so he went to the door, opened it, and she was shocked because she thought it was her apartment, and she killed him. So she pulled out her gun and killed him. I don't know if there was any kind of conversation to be had. I don't know what happened, but this woman was like, this police officer, I mean, for her to pull out her gun immediately when someone opens her door that she couldn't get into and then kill them without even asking, what are you doing in my apartment? Like, I don't know if she had just gotten off of a really long beat or she, girl, scared of black men? I don't know, but why would you kill them? Why wouldn't you call the police? Why wouldn't you call for backup? Why wouldn't you hold them under arrest? Why wouldn't you like tackle them? What was the reason to kill them? And it's so sad. It's so sad that a man just opened his front door and a police officer killed him. So she's getting manslaughter charges. I think they're trying to raise it up a bit, but manslaughter is actually the best thing because murder, she's going to get off on murder, right? But manslaughter is the one that usually sticks because it's not saying that it was anything premeditative. It's like, did you kill this person? Yes. That's manslaughter. So, I don't know what to think about this because I really want to know what this police officer, where her mind was. Crazy. I just really want to know, like, what her side of it, like, not her side, but what the circumstances are surrounding her pulling out her gun and killing this man. And not even being able to think about the fact that it was not her apartment. Like, why kill him is my question. Why not just shoot him in the leg or something? All right, so on to our next topic. Here's the tea. Senator John McCain passed away. I mean, I reported, maybe, did I actually put it up? I had reported that he was being taken off of chemotherapy, that he decided that he wasn't going to do treatment anymore because it just wasn't working. And I felt like he decided that he wasn't going to do treatment, and then 3 days later he passed. And that was just so sad because I thought he was going to live for a little bit longer. I mean, I guess I didn't realize how sick he was. And I know that, you know, I don't have the same politics as him, but I do think that within his politics, he was a stand-up guy. And even though we don't agree, or I don't agree with him on a lot of things, and I would have never voted him to be president, like, I still think that he held his office with integrity. And in this time in the Republican Party, there's a lot of people who aren't holding the office with integrity. And I guess I just, at that point, like, respected him. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, he did this, he did that. But I'm not one of those people. Like, I feel like you can change and you could be better. And even if you disagree with something that I agree with, like, as long as you're not doing it from a place of hate or a place of hurt, like, I'm okay with it. You know, like, you can think differently than me. That is absolutely fine. And I don't care as long as you're not trying to kill me or, like, smother me for my beliefs. I wish Senator McCain and his family peace in this time. Oh, and you know who also passed away is Burt Reynolds. So, you know, we had Aretha, we had John McCain, and Burt Reynolds die. And people say it happens in 3, and it usually does. And so that was our 3. Here's the tea. Serena Williams lost the US Open, y'all, but she lost it to somebody who I think is a worthy person to lose it to, Naomi Osaka, who is a Haitian and Japanese woman who lives in Florida. And she won against Serena Williams. She said it was a great honor, and she's always dreamed about playing Serena Williams, and she got her dream and she beat her. And so really congratulations to Naomi and her win. I mean, I think it's just fantastic. I think it's fantastic. I'm sure Serena will continue to win matches. She's like got 25 wins underneath her belt. The controversy around this and Serena is that people are saying that she threw a temper tantrum because of the judge, because of the umpire and his callings and rulings on her. First, they tried to say that she cheated because her manager did a thumbs up to her, and then she had to correct that mistake and saying that she would never cheat, and she doesn't cheat to win, she would rather lose. And then he also got her on something else, like I think slamming down her racket. So she ended that game owing $17,000 in penalties, and I was like, wow, like they make that much to, like, I mean, I know she does, but like, damn, $17,000? Like, you play a match and you lose $17,000 for penalties? That's crazy. So Serena at the end of it was talking about how it was unfair for the umpire to call her out on the things that across the board men don't get called out for, that men, it feels like men's tennis is judged a little differently, that women are seen as emotional when they show anger or frustration with something, where men are just seen as outspoken. And so there's a lot of back and forth with this, and people are saying she threw tantrums. There was this really horrible meme about her that this Australian cartoon, a political cartoon person put up. And I was just like, this is just like so rude. Like, I'm gonna show it to you. It's just like so rude. There's two things wrong with this. They have Serena looking like a crazy ogre, like stomping. And then secondly, they've completely stripped away the fact Naomi Osaka is a person of color. Like, who is this person in the back? This is not the person that beat Serena. Like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. So Serena now is fighting for women's equalities in tennis, and somebody brought up a really good point that tennis is actually one of the only sports where the males and the females make about the same money. And I really was like, wow, that is so interesting. Like, I know soccer players, female soccer players are trying to figure out how they can make as much money as male soccer players, but it's so interesting that tennis is one of the only sports that they kind of are comparable. And I was like, wow, that is true. I wonder what the difference is or why that is. Not to say that it shouldn't be that way. It absolutely should. But I just was wondering. Another thing that happened with that umpire is that umpire apparently fined another player, Alizé, somebody or other, who, or Elise? Maybe it was Elise. Maybe I'm saying Alizé because it's spelled Alizé, girl, but it's probably Elise. So this player took off her shirt to like turn it inside out. Because this player had took off her shirt to turn it the right side around. I guess she had put it on backwards accidentally. And she was wearing a sports bra, obviously. But the umpire penalized her for taking off her shirt. Like, she was like flashing the audience when there were men on the court with no shirts on at all, just sitting around. And so that is what Serena is talking about. The fact that it's unfair. Like, a woman can get penalized or get a penalty for putting her shirt on the correct way, and a man can be sitting there with no shirt and not have any penalty put on him. So I was like, okay. And another inequality is the pantsuit, right? So this catsuit. Serena wore a catsuit to one of her games, and after that, the catsuits were banned. And she walked away from that saying, like, fine, that's whatever. You can take away my catsuits. But I don't understand why. Like, it's okay for women to wear skirts, I guess, like, or maybe shorts, but then there's like these rules about what women can wear. And I'm like, is it because she was serving too much body, yaddy, yaddy? Like, why can't she wear the catsuit? I'm not saying I want to fight it. I just want to know why. Why not just have everybody wear the same thing? If you want everybody to wear shorts, then just make everybody wear shorts. At least it's fair and it's honest, right? All right, so speaking of a strong woman, let's move on. Here's the tea. So Rihanna had her Savage Fenty lingerie line debut in New York's Fashion Week, and it did so well. Everyone was talking about how amazing it was. In fact, when I saw it, it didn't even look like a runway show. It looked like a modern art piece. Like, she had the women walking around wearing the different items, and they were like in a grassy looking like prairie type situation, or maybe like a jungle. It was some kind of like earth greenery situation, and there was like plexiglass here and there. The women weren't just like strutting, they were actually like doing like walking like animals at some point, or strutting like strong women and then like down in the earth. And she had women of all sizes. She even had a pregnant woman. Like, I mean, the representation of skin tone, of body type, of woman was just really actually so different for what normal Fashion Week is like. And I thought that visually it was stunning. Visually it was great. Now, did I like the clothes? No, I didn't see anything there that I liked. And maybe because it was a runway show, it's, you know, it's always avant-garde and a little weird. But I really want to see what those pieces look like on her website, and I'm gonna go check it out. And I think what Rihanna's doing is just so great. Kudos to her. People are like, girl, where's the music? And I'm like, you know what? Diversify that portfolio, ma. Rihanna got people to take care of, and she's trying to be rich for the rest of her life. And I feels it. All right, you guys, that is the end for this episode of Morning Tea. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to consider becoming a Patreon patron, please click the link down below. You can give as little or as much as you like. Also, I just want to say again, if you guys come across any articles or anything you want me to talk about, please email me at justcallmewa@gmail.com. I will add it in, and if you want a little shout out, let me know and I will shout you out. Thank you so much for your support. Hold me accountable to this series. Also, if you want to see what my goings on day to day are, follow me at justcallmewa on Instagram. I got to get my Instagram followers up, apparently. I got to get to 10K. I'm at 1,800 and I need to get to 10K. I'm so far away. So I'm almost at 2,000. I need to be at 10,000. in order to unlock the features that Instagram has so that I could promote my channel and promote what I do on Instagram. So help me get to 10K, you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up. I'm asking you guys to do a lot of things. I know, but I have to because it helps my channel. It helps promote it. And if you want to support me and what I do here on this channel, liking, subscribing, commenting, following me on Instagram, that would be awesome. I truly, truly appreciate you. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.